What's up, ballers? It's Jack back for another NBA draft profile looking at the guard from Duke, Trevon Duval, from Delaware originally, playing at Duke now. He's 6'3", 7 foot wingspan, and we have a special guest here, JD from Dealing with the Devils, who covers Duke on a gamely basis there. So JD, say what's up to everybody.
Hey, how you doing, folks? Looking forward to this conversation with my partner Jack on this and dissecting the Duke point guard Trey Duval.
That's right. So looking at Trey's strengths, well, he came in as the number one point guard prospect, and there's definitely some good reasons for that. He has very projectable frame at 6'3", nearly 7 foot wingspan. He's very fast. He's got a good handle, and he has good composure, I think, at times. And the thing about Trevon Duval is JD and I just got done recording a Grayson Allen profile, and Duval, as much as Grayson Allen is inconsistent, Duval is even more so. And while Grayson, at least you have a frame in terms of the player that he is, you get that same sense with Duval, but Duval's fluctuations occur within minutes of the game versus on a game-to-game basis. And his strengths are, as I said, he's got good speed, he's got the ability to penetrate and kick, and for quite some time he's been leading the ACC in assists at around 6 a game to go along with his 12 points. But while his passing is good, he has speed, and the defense should be there, there are just a lot of holes in Trevon Duval's game right now.
There's no question about it, Jack, and you warned me about this when I got all excited that we finally had the point guard to go along with the rest of the incredible recruitment class. And he started off with those first 3 games, including the Michigan State game, where he had 10 assists, so he had 30 assists in his first 3 games.
Right.
But after that, it has been really, he is not the point guard that I thought he would be, and more on that later.
Right, and speaking to that, the shooting has been an issue, although weirdly enough, when he was playing better earlier in the season, he was shooting worse than he is now. And while the shooting has increased and improved as we moved on in the season, the level of his overall play has not. And that's fallen in line with his decision making, which was, again, much stronger in the beginning of the year than later in the year. And the reason I make this point is because usually you see with freshmen, especially guards, that they struggle in the beginning of the year with their decision making, and as the season goes on, they tend to improve. But that hasn't happened with Duval, and that's why it's been more concerning than not. Especially with, as JD said, in the beginning of the season, it was 30 assists, but it was only on maybe 4 turnovers, and now he seems to pick that up in a game. And so, that's a big question in terms of his decision making, the shooting. And that leads me to the next point, which is he's gonna have to play with another guard at the next level. And he's shown when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's not able to be very effective. And the fact that he's not been great with it in his hands makes it very tough for me to say, well, this is what Trey Duval's role is going to be at the next level. Because at times, he does definitely show you flashes of this guy could be very good.
Look, if this was the number one point guard and watching many, many college games this year, and you were penciling in a depth chart if you needed a point guard, his stock has fallen dramatically. There are many other point guards out there that I would take over Trey Duval. And if you get to game 16, the NC State game, so by then you figure you've got the flow down, and you could you get 5 assists, no steals, and 8 turnovers. You got to start to wonder, when is it all going to come together?
Right. And he does, even in that game though. There were, I'm sure, moments where he made a great play, and it was only, and he does it usually in stretches, and it's usually in the second half, before the very end of the game, between, let's say, the 14-minute mark and the 6-minute mark. Somewhere in there is when he usually gets it going. He gets into more of a rhythm, a flow. He's able to get a bucket in transition, or maybe they set a screen for him. But I think also, he takes a high volume of difficult shots, and those are the ones that he makes. But he's going to need to really improve two things at the next level for him to have better success. Obviously, that jumper is the first one. But the second one is, I think he needs to become more adept at changing speeds. Because while he is very fast, he doesn't do that enough, in my opinion, to create openings for himself and create easier shot opportunities.
Well, it's not just changing speeds, it's changing speeds with an intent. Whereby he's doing it in order to control the flow of the game, which you expect from your point guard, and therefore he has to change speeds under control.
Right, exactly. And there's, like I've said throughout this video, there is a lot to like about Trevon Duval. I know this is and has been very negative in terms of he started off number one. He's clearly not the number one guy. He's probably slid into the second round, I think, at this point in the draft process, though he could go late first just because he has that potential. But there's, even defensively, where he has such physical tools that he should be a very good defender, it's so inconsistent that you just wonder why he hasn't been able to really focus in this season, especially in such a big year for him where he's clearly going to go one and done. This is all about his draft positioning, and so the effort on defense is certainly one thing you can control if your shot isn't going down, and that's one thing that's been concerning to me in terms of how he'll do at the NBA.
He's in a very strange position because this is clearly a college basketball player that could stand a second year in college to refine a lot of those point guard skills. And I say that because you look back to the championship team when Tyus Jones came in, and you just truly loved his enthusiasm, his excitement, his ability to control. And yeah, he didn't get lots of minutes in the pros, but he's made his way there. Now, for Trey Duval, the real problem is going to be that it's actually Tyus Jones' younger brother who's also going to come in and get some minutes at point guard. And so this is going to be very interesting to see, because if his stock has fallen into the second round and there's another point guard coming in, the question then becomes, what does he do?
Right, it's going to be a very difficult decision for Trevon Duval. But I'm curious, what do you guys think Trevon Duval should do? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this video? And what other prospects do you want to see me profile? As always, I appreciate your feedback. Check out Dealing with the Devils, where we talk about all Duke basketball games, as well as Draft Man Standing right here on Talking Ball every Tuesday at 6:30, where we cover both the NBA and NFL draft. I'm out, guys. Peace.